It's week 1 of 2022. I'm Smitha Nair. This is your weekly fix. While you were probably uploading your party pictures from your New Year's Eve bash, all happy memories, I'm sure, at least 100 Muslim women woke up to the terrifying reality of being targets of a hate crime online. They learned they had been sold in an online auction. Pictures of women from varied backgrounds, among them journalists, university students, a lawyer, a literary historian, were put up on Bulli Bai, an app on an open source platform Github, to be bid upon by men. All women featured here have two things in common. They're all Muslim, and they've been vocal about the attacks on and the marginalization of their community. Their substantial social media presence gave these women a voice. Bulli Bai is an echo of a similar hate crime that went unpunished less than 6 months ago. Sulli deals, featured on the same platform, too was designed to dehumanize Muslim women, to strip them of their dignity, to devalue them, to silence them. Bulli and Sulli are colloquial pejoratives used by the Hindu right wing for Muslim women. In the last few days, we've heard from some of these women. Journalist Ismetara wrote, "It's very sad that as a Muslim woman you have to start your new year with a sense of fear and disgust. Of course, it goes without saying that I'm not the only one being targeted in this new version of Sulli deals." Screenshot sent by a friend this morning. Happy New Year. Sidra said, "When I say I speak for every single Muslim woman who's been subjected to this violence. This time around and before this, the dehumanization, the humiliation and intimidation must stop." Hila Beg wrote, "Today I visited my grandmother's grave for the first time since I lost her to COVID. As I sat in the car to go home, concerned friends told me that once again my pictures were being auctioned off by Modi's India. You did nothing to stop this the last time, and here it is again. I have censored myself. I hardly speak here anymore. But still, I'm being sold online. I'm being made deals out of. When I ask my privileged Hindu friends to speak, I don't do it out of cautionary plans. I do it because it's screaming in my face. I'm not safe in this country. Muslim women like me are not safe in this country. How many online deals will it take for us to see action? Help us." Earlier this week, the Mumbai police made 3 arrests: 18-year-old Shweta Singh and 21-year-old Mayank Rawal from Uttarakhand and Vishal Jha from Bengaluru, also 21 years old. Maharashtra's Ministry of State for Home and Information Technology has said there seems to be a much bigger network behind such coordinated crimes. The Delhi police, of course, has done precious little. Not a single detention or arrest has been made following complaints registered by aggrieved women in July last year. RJ Sayema is one of the vocal, outspoken women who's been targeted. She joins us on the podcast. Thank you for making the time, Sayema.
Thank you so much for talking about, documenting such an important story.
I'm sorry for what you've been subjected to, and I'm sorry also because my questions will need you to relive and retell the violent, dehumanizing experience you've had to undergo. Sayema, no trigger warning will be enough to prepare one to even read through the filth aimed at Indian Muslim women online. I've been sifting through these sort of many iterations of threats of rape and violent sexual assault that pervade the internet. Can you talk to us about how you learned of you being targeted, and have you sort of been attacked like this before? You are a fairly popular figure online.
So, Smitha, I have to say this, that this online, cyberbullying and these cheap tactics of morphing your pictures, spreading lies, publishing lies around you, using unparliamentary language for you. I've been facing this for the last 4-5 years, and I know exactly why I'm facing this because there is somebody out there who wants to silence me. There's somebody out there who's scared of the questions that I raise. There's somebody out there who doesn't want me to, talk the language of love when all that they want to spread is hate. And so, I've been subjected to this organized attack, more often than not in the past. And so this entire bullying tactics is not new to me. But what was new this time around was that the sheer impunity with which this has been done for the second time over is scary.
Hmm.
Uh, it happened last year in July, when the entire Sulli deals thing came up. And for our audience, for our listeners, I really want to say that this term Sulli is a derogatory slang word used by right wingers for Muslim girls and women. In fact, they have coined this word for us. And I realized it 4 years back when somebody, when there was a whole, section of trolls who only kept commenting on one of my tweets with this word. And that's when I realized that this is an abuse that they have coined for us.
Hmm.
So that is what it means. And last year in July, when the first list came out, all of us were horrified. We were horrified because, oh, there is somebody who can muster courage and make an app and put women on auction and up for sale and project as deal of the day with such impunity that they would make appearances on Twitter with anonymous handle and say, oh, I did this, I did that. And that was shocking. And what was more shocking was that when multiple women registered FIR against it, investigation did not move.
Yes.
That was very scary. And when it happened for the second time on 1st of January, when I received a list and I saw that my name figures on top, I said, wow, they have come to this, that they are doing it for the second time within 6 months. And where is it going to end? So tomorrow, am I going to find them outside my home? Are we making stalkers? Are we telling them it's okay? They can do anything with us?
Hmm.
And why is the system quiet about it? Why am I not getting assurances from the central authorities, from my government, from my ministers saying, do not worry, we will take action. This cannot happen. Outrightly condemn it. Why is it taking so much time till date?
Hmm.
And my entire worry is, and I want to hear this from the authorities, are they with us or are they with them? Why are they silent? Doesn't take much for them to condemn it. Doesn't take much for them to assure me that nothing will happen to me. So, I chose to speak out for all the girls who are there on that list who do not have this voice, who do not have the reach. No, cannot happen with any girl, with any woman.
Right.
All that it takes to push back, to resist, to ask our authorities to, function. We have to make them accountable. They are answerable to us.
Sayema, my friend and colleague Simi Pasha, in her essay on Shaheen Bagh, wrote about the political impact the women at the sit-in had, challenging the lazy stereotype of a Muslim woman lacking agency. Now, I look at the women targeted in these lists, such as yourself, and that's what I see: women who defy that stereotype of Muslim women who aren't political. You have used your bullhorn, your social media presence, to amplify specific and systemic injustices against your community.
Absolutely, Smitha. Absolutely. I mean, I always say this, that people who always believe in suppression They do not like people who question them, and especially women. So, I mean, this entire list has so many common threads to it. One, of course, is Islamophobic. It's a communal attack. It's full of bigotry.
Yes.
The second, it is full of misogyny. So, yes, 100%. I mean, the thing is, in today's I'm a person who will always speak against any injustice that I see happening. Any injustice, I will speak for every single truth of this world. I will stand by it. It's just a very, I mean, we're going through very unfortunate times that it is my community which is under the scanner right now, which is under attack right now, and therefore, I I will, of course, speak up as a woman, as a Muslim, as an Indian, everything. Before, some time back, we weren't this communal. I mean, brazenly communal. So I would speak about women issues and caste issues and everything that concerned that. But for some years we are communally targeting minorities, and I happen to be from that community. And yes, so I have been speaking up, and that is precisely the reason why we would be they would try to silence us with the same old age old cheap tactics that they can resort to. So yes, 100%. Every single name on that list is a list of a girl who believes in speaking up, who has a thinking mind, who is courageous, has the power to speak, truth to power. So all of us have that common thread.
Sayema, but even the most fearless of people sometimes, when faced with sustained harassment and attack, subconsciously self censor. Have you found yourself doing that?
The the thing is that you censor not because you're scared. You censor because you're concerned about the well-being of your loved ones.
Hmm.
uh, all of us have families, all of us have friends, we all work somewhere, and we're all bound by those rules. We have, like, I would be concerned about my family. I don't want them to be in trouble for anything that I say. It's their choice to speak up or not to speak up. And I mean, eh, I they cannot be suffering because of me. So that would be the last thing that I would want. And I know that they still do. They, of course, go through a lot of stress with me. They're concerned about me, I'm concerned about them, and that's what I guess love is all about. So yes, there are times, Smitha, the thing is, I'm very clear about certain things. I've always said this: I never hate a person. I don't hate a person. I have nothing personal against anybody, but I do hate ideologies that believe in killing someone else, ideologies that believe in dividing people, ideologies that thrive on hate rather than love.
Right.
And that's all that I speak about. That's all that I would attack. For me, names are not important at all. Look at what happened. I mean, the three people who've been arrested, one of them is a girl, is a woman. And I'm sure there would be many women out there who would have so much of hate right now bred into them, and their minds would be radicalized, that they would be thinking on just one line. That's what radicalization does to you.
Sayema, you, as part of your day job, interact with a lot of young people. Have you, over time, sensed this radicalization of the young mind as evidenced by the age of those who've been arrested, 18 to 21 years?
Yes, I've been sensing it. I've been sensing it with, from my interactions on social media with people, and I try and engage with anybody and everybody who wants to talk about something. Doesn't matter if he or she disagrees with me, but if we can discuss and talk about it, I do that. But the thing is, all the youngsters, I mean, they keep, and I mean, that's only understandable. That what are their parents discussing? They're discussing the same thing that we are watching 24/7 on Godi Media, right? That's what they're consuming. That's what they're talking on WhatsApp, family groups. It's full of bigotry, it's full of hate. And this is the age group, which is the impressionable young mind.
Okay.
They are unemployed. There's so much of unemployment. They don't have a direction in life. And if we actually see, if we read history and we see the past, and we see who are the people who are on the street during riots and stuff, they're all young people. They're paid.
Right.
So it's not surprising for me at all. Not surprising at all.
Right.
Sometimes they don't even have the conviction of doing what they're doing. They're doing it for money.
Right.
They're doing it because somebody told them this is the only way they will perhaps get salvation, or this is the only way they would be able to serve their religion. I mean, they are the easiest to radicalize. Happens everywhere. So I'm not surprised at all. The thing is, it's not them. I'm so sure it's not them alone. There are people behind them. And listen, those people are not even hidden. You have genocidal conferences happening brazenly, openly, publicly. You have videos, from these saffron-clad men openly calling for genocide of minority community. I don't know what law authorities are doing. I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't even understand how is it okay for even one person to say that he will kill somebody else? And here are a group of men targeting and talking about the killing of a community.
Sayema, as women, each of us finds that our individual caste or class or social location shields us or affords us some degree of protection. As a Muslim woman belonging to relative economic privilege and being a visible, successful woman, had you ever felt that protection in any measure, in some measure?
No, I think I'm one of the most vulnerable right now. I don't think the economic privilege has given me the protection that I need. A person first needs protection, right?
Yes.
I am the most vulnerable in this country right now. And also because, my system doesn't give me the confidence that I'll be safe in this country. But as I said, that I also believe there are people out there, there are officers out there, there are officials out there, conscientious citizens out there, ministers out there, lawyers out there, advocates out there who are right, who are with the truth and justice.
Right.
And all of us will make it happen someday, inshallah. We are there for each other.
Right. Now, despite that note of optimism that you strike, I'm sure you have fears. What are they?
My worst fear is that, and we have to see this trend. See, lynchings didn't happen one fine day. It all begins when somebody starts talking about it, when somebody, starts thinking about it. And the talk started happening on social media. And then it started happening on the streets.
Yes.
My scare is that if we do not nip it in the bud, if we do not stop them right now, can it actually become a reality on the street in our everyday lives?
Okay.
I wish and I hope and I pray and I request our authorities to not let that happen for any girl or woman or any citizen of this country.
And history is replete with examples of the Nazi dehumanization of Jews by referring to them as rats, or how the Tutsis in the lead up to the Rwandan genocide were referred to as cockroaches. Sayema, thank you. Thank you for making the time today, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Smitha. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for so sensitively, handling all of it. And we're in this together. And I guess, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We just need to wait a little bit. That's about it. And keep the struggle going.